Okay, guys, this is Dr. Force again. We're going to look at D2 this time. And what we're doing basically is trying to construct a line through A. Now, this is really more of a case of just working with this, and I'm not the best at doing it, so bear with me a little bit. The straight lines are going to be okay. It's when we get to the circles that it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. But the main idea what you got to do is basically go ahead and create a line that is perpendicular to this line. And so when you get a perpendicular line, that's going to create your right angle. And so what you got to do is you're going to look for a line that goes across this way. And so when you look at this first one, it says the diagram below shows a nearly completed construction of a line through A. So your A is here, right? And that's perpendicular to AB. Your line is AB this way. Right, so the best thing we can probably do is look to see, and this one I think is kind of given to us, so this one's pretty easy. What I would do is go ahead then and just hit segment, right? And you would take the E point and you would connect it to A, and that we know is 1, and then I think it also hits D, so that's going to be your perpendicular line. So you see why that's perpendicular? When you look at this line, you're going to be able to kind of look at something that's going to have right angles here. And that's why it's perpendicular. So we're in good shape there, okay? All right, let's try another one here. This one's a little more, well, this is not as difficult either. So this is another straight line here. We don't have to use a circle yet. But when you look at these three circles, what you're doing is trying to figure out when you have BC, right? Looking through here, BC is going to be your line this way. And what you're trying to do is construct a line through A that is perpendicular. And you guys know this perpendicular line goes this way. The key thing for this IXL is to be able to kind of draw this thing so that you can actually kind of put the points together and make sure they're perpendicular, okay? So in this case, once again, what you're doing is trying to look at your point A and point E, which from eyeball looks like it's going to be a perpendicular line. So what you can do is go ahead and hit your segment here, right? And you're going to take A and you're going to draw it all the way to E and click on E, right? And that should be your line. So that does look like it's perpendicular. So what we can do is probably go ahead and click on that and be in pretty good sure that's the case, right? All right, so we got good. Now, this one's a little more trickier because now what you're looking for is they give you 3 points here. Now, this is where you're going to have to kind of use your circle command, and you guys are probably much better than I am on this, so we're going to see what we can do here. But what we're going to try to do is hit circle, and if I hit these 2 points here, I'm going to draw the circle, and what I got to do is kind of look at trying to draw a circle this way, right? And then I got to hit 1 point here and 1 point here, and I'm going to try to draw another circle this way, right? And hopefully I'll be able to connect the color points together. And so that means I got a point over here, right? And I can call that any kind of point I want. So when I look at that, then there's my point there, and I'm going to hit the segment, right? And well, first of all, I hit point, right? I'm going to create a point here, right? And there's my point. And so now my point is going to be able to kind of go down, and I can make that, letter D or whatever you might want to do it. And that's going to be my perpendicular point this way. So I had to draw 2 types of circles to be able to do that. So if I hit segment, right, and I go to A, and then I hit this one, this looks like it's going to be a perpendicular line, okay? And so that's going to be the key to kind of doing it. And so I guess if I can hit submit here, we'll see if we got that one right. And we should be in good shape. But the whole idea basically, guys, is to try to create circle that you're going to have to make those, the radius is going to be in the middle. And by the time you do that, then you're going to be able to kind of get your line where you do it. So we're in good shape with that, I think. Okay. And I know we're kind of running out of time a little bit here, but basically what you're going to do here is the same type of thing. So what you're going to do is you have BC here. All right, this is your BC. And what you're going to need to do is go ahead and kind of draw a line through A. So here again, we're going to have to hit our circle, 1, right? And go to a couple points here and see what we can find out, right? And kind of make some lines that are going to kind of connect. So if we do the D one right here, that's going to be 1 right there. And it looks like we could get a point right there. So if we're going to hit point here, we could create a point there. And looks like we're going to get pretty close